Welcome to Assurance Mortgage's Q&A. This video's question: I started a new job. How long do I have to wait before I can buy a home? Here's something that you do need to know. It really depends on the type of employment that you're starting. Now, if you are a W-2 employee and you are just starting the new job, there are some things you will need to provide. One is an offer letter from your new employer stating your start date and your starting salary. You will also need to meet any contingencies that may be listed on the offer letter. Contingencies are basically requirements that you must meet before you can start the job. For instance, let's say you just graduated from college with a teaching degree and you are hired at a local school. One of the contingencies on that offer letter may be that you pass all exams and be licensed in that state. You'll also need to provide a pay stub before the closing or within 30 days after closing. That really depends on the type of mortgage loan that you're using. But just as a note, if you are off work for over 30 days, you will need to write a letter of explanation of why you are not working. And it just has to be a valid reason. Now, the last thing here is that when you fill out a loan application, you will need to write down or put in there a 2-year work history. And if you are in college, that actually counts as part of your work history, so you don't have to worry about that. But if during that 2-year time period, you have any lap of employment over 30 days, that's when we'd need the letter of explanation. Now, the next type of employment is kind of a biggie because it's the self-employed. One of the biggest things about self-employed income is that you must be self-employed for a minimum of 2 years before you can even begin to look at buying a home. And that's mainly due to the dropout rate or the closing rate of people that just start, new jobs that are self-employed. So it's very important to make sure that you have a 2-year work history if you're self-employed. The next thing you'd need to have to provide is like a 1 or 2 year business or personal tax return, depending on how you file. But if you have been employed for over 5 years, you may only need to use 1 year of tax returns. It really depends on just which loan program type that you use. Lastly, you will need to provide proof of when your business started and what percentage of that business you own. So in closing, the answer to the question is yes, you can purchase a home when starting or moving to a new job, as long as you can meet the requirements that we just went over. The main thing an underwriter is looking for is just steady income, making sure that you can make the mortgage payment. Now, if you'd like to visit more, or if you have more questions, my contact information is at the bottom of the web page. Thanks for listening, and I hope this helped answer your question about buying a home after starting a new job.